Now, I'm going to give you a second to brace yourself for what I'm about to tell you. I might even count to 3 just so you can get you a seat for this information. It's heavy, okay? Now, y'all know as of late, CNN has been doing this little switcheroo job of actually telling the truth on some things. You're not going to believe this. Van Jones just actually told the truth.
A bullet couldn't stop Trump. A virus just stopped Biden. You've got the nominees of this party getting their butts kissed. Biden's getting his butt kicked by his own party. The Democrats are coming apart. The Republicans are coming together.
You know what? I'm just surprised that these latest developments, man, from the left-wing media. It's been very surprising, but just to affirm what he's saying, yes, man, Donald Trump, they trying every angle that they possibly can. They even tried the last resort, and amen, by divine intervention, as they like to put it. He's still with us today. In recent news, your man Biden has said that he's tested positive for COVID again, and his scheduled events have been reportedly canceled. This comes after he planted the narrative that a medical condition could prompt him to drop out. Now, keep that in mind.
So I had some medical condition that emerged. If the doctors came to me and said, you got this problem, that problem. But I made a serious mistake in the whole debate. And look, when I originally ran, you may remember it, I said I was going to be a transitional candidate. And I thought that I'd be able to move from this, just pass it on to someone else. But I didn't anticipate things getting so divided. And quite frankly, I think the only thing age brings is a little bit of wisdom. And I think I've demonstrated that I know how to get things done.
Excuses. You talking about you waiting on your doctor to let you know if you clear or not. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't disclose that information. And if you probably got that answer, you're not going to disclose that information at all. And then to sit there, man, I made a big mistake at the debate. Yes, you did. You shouldn't have debated in the first place. The fact that you were sitting there reading the prompter going, yeah, I'll debate you any place there, bucko. You know what I'm saying? We all looked at you like, dog, the chops in that was crazy, dog. But yeah, and other than that, he's been losing his support amongst black voters. And no, you know what? Before we actually talk about that, I want to talk about something that was said on air that was completely absurd before we dive into that. MSNBS, says if Joe Biden recovers from COVID, it should be seen as a sign of strength, similar to Donald Trump surviving an assassination attempt. You guys, I'm not making this up. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not giving you clickbait information. This was said.
Here's the question that I have on that. These two men are both elderly. Donald Trump is an elderly man who, for whatever reason, was given 9 seconds to take a iconic photo op during an active shooter situation. Weird situation. We'll figure that out one day. But his survival of that and bouncing right back and going right to his convention is being conveyed in the media world as a sign of strength. This current president of the United States is 81 years old and has COVID. Should he be fine in a couple of days? Doesn't that convey exactly the same thing? That he's strong enough, older than Trump, to have gotten something that used to really be fatal to people his age. So if he does fine out of it and comes back and is able to do rallies, isn't that exactly the same?
It should.
I mean, it's not exactly the same. It's not the same incident, but it's an elderly man coming through out of an illness.
It should.
I mean, I've heard a lot of BS takes from Reid, but I don't know. I can't even say this one take the cake, because I'm pretty sure tomorrow something else is going to be said to take the cake. These people, man, it almost makes you feel like these are like reptiles or reptilians or something. It's like, yo, are you not a human at all? Like, you have no compassion, no empathy, no soul, like, at all. Oh. And Biden, he's complaining he's losing support amongst black voters because he can't go through the projects and black neighborhoods on foot anymore. But before I play you him actually saying that, I want to show y'all the derangement that Reid raises and how it relates to Joe Biden and black voters. You'll see the connection.
Hey guys, I have a question. Why do you think a political movement would want to deport 12 million or so brown migrants who mostly come from Central and South America and simultaneously force American women who are mostly white, but also black and brown, to have babies against their will by banning abortion and banning birth control and also banning no-fault divorce so that they are trapped in relationships they don't want, and also clear the way for child marriage? Why would a political movement want all of those things at the same time? Think about it. And let me know what you come up with in comments. I'm curious to see what you think. It's an interesting question, right? Think about it.
This is why ye can't go into these black neighborhoods and reach out to black voters, because we tired of hearing BS like that. Like, seriously, somebody pointed this out, but I'm telling y'all, it was laid out perfect. Deporting illegal migrants while allowing legal migration. That sounds reasonable. Illegal, right? Who ever agree with anything that starts with the term or ends with the term illegal? We just want people to come here doing the right process. That's it. 2, nobody is forcing you to get pregnant. Nobody. They're forcing you to do this, that, and the third. Any smart, responsible woman knows how not to get pregnant when she doesn't want to, as well as, a man know how to take the right precautions to make sure that that couldn't happen as well. Man. 3, labor supply overages are hurting workers while driving up costs due to housing and food shortages. I'm telling y'all, bro, amongst this inflation that we living in, they ain't gonna be able to come up out of that no time soon. But anyhow, it's like, yo, how are you sitting here just posing these? Okay, y'all, I'll play the clip that I promised I'll play you about Biden claiming he's losing support because he can't go into the project.
I think that, and one thing does change, it's not an excuse and explanation. I would ordinarily be going through black neighborhoods on the foot, working through the neighborhoods. I have a tradition. I close every campaign, no matter what campaign, going into the projects and going down the east side. And, hey, Joe, well, how you doing? Well, just because they're my friends, let them know I'm still there. We can't do that now. Not because of the black community, because it's too dangerous for me to be out walking unaccompanied. So what I'm doing now is trying to keep in touch with as many of my black constituents and letting people know that I'm available. I'm available. It's a reason why I got involved in politics in the first place. Not a joke. Not a joke. Everybody deserves a shot. Everybody deserves a shot. And we've demonstrated, you give them a shot, they step up. They step up in every community. That's why the black community is doing as well as it is now. And it's going to do better.
Even though you got Secret Service protection. And, wasn't it Joe Biden who said that crime was way down? Oh, no, Joe Biden, you starting to contradict yourself with your own words, my brethren. I don't know if I can call you my brethren, even though you think that you black some days, I don't get it. Joe Biden just forgot his Secretary of Defense's name and called him the black man. That's extremely offensive to reduce a human to their skin color. Shame on Biden, as they wrote.
And so it's all about treating people with dignity. And it's about making sure that, for example, look at the heat I'm getting because I named the Secretary of Defense, the black man. I named Ketanji Brown. Because of the people I've named.
As somebody pointed out, it's so weird how he starts with it about treating people with dignity, then follows a few seconds later with the black man. That's not showing or treating anyone with dignity, my friend. It's not. You see, this is the result of legacy media lying to us, saying that this man was competent and coherent enough to be able to be the leader of the free world for another 4 years, when we all know He's a shell. Just, you know. Anyhow, Sav says, you doing the groundwork out there. Shout out to her. She says she just confronted the entire CNN team about why they only started reporting about the cognitive decline of Joe Biden last month when the entire nation could see it for years. I asked them, this is Sav, she says she asked them if they were told not to report on Biden's mental state, and they didn't respond. Of course, you're going to get the Stonewall, y'all. Let's go ahead and see these clips. Zip.
Hi, y'all. I was just wondering, you guys refused to report on the incompetence of Joe Biden, and I was just wondering if you guys were told not to report on that, or if you guys really were that ignorant. The entire American public, for some reason, was able to see that Joe Biden was grossly incompetent and that he's been in cognitive decline for a long time. However, you guys just started reporting this. Dana, can I ask you about this? Dana, you're a respected reporter. Why is it that you guys just started to report on the decline of Joe Biden? Don't you feel like you have a responsibility to the public not to lie to them about the cognitive decline of Joe Biden? Sir, I'm here with CNN. I can't get very close to them because their security guard is blocking me. But we've got Jake Tapper here, we've got Chris Wallace, we also have Dana Bash. Now, I've been asking them why they have been lying to the American public about the mental decline of Joe Biden. None of you guys would like to respond to that at all? No? Dana, you're a very respected journalist. Jake, not so much respected, but people listen to you still. Would any of you guys like to respond to Joe Biden's cognitive decline and why you guys lied to the American people about it for so long? Can you please take your hands off of it? So there you guys go. That's the media. They refuse to answer the questions of the American people.
Y'all didn't catch that at the end? Please tell me that didn't go over y'all heads. Dana, you're a respected journalist. The reply. Jake, you're not so respected, but people listen to you. Oh my gosh, dog. That was the ultimate shade. Oh my gosh, the comments is frying it too, man. CNN, I don't know what you expected. I wouldn't have expected any response from them. They've been stonewalling anybody who's Democrats these days and in legacy media. You see what just happened with Kimberly Cheatham, you know, when she got confronted at the RNC convention, dipped out, didn't say a word. But her Secret Service protection was on point. I mean, it was on point. Now, I want y'all to know that that video was not put in slow motion at all. It wasn't tampered with. It wasn't edited to, in terms of speed and duration at all. That was in real time. And there's something else that we need to point out. Did you notice anything about that video? After him announcing that he's, diagnosed with COVID again, I'm gonna let my guy right here, Damani, explain that.
So the news just broke that Biden tested positive for COVID and is going to be self-isolating at his home in Rehoboth, Delaware. If that is truly the case, then anyone out there hopefully would wish him a speedy recovery, because Joe Biden being able to be on the campaign trail and speaking is the gift that keeps on giving, and you know what I mean by that. But all that to say, if that truly is the case, number one, remember, Joe Biden in 2021 famously said that if you do get those jabs, you are not going to get COVID. So that raises some interesting questions there for individuals who continue to be a part of that charade. But I'm going to go a step further here, because all too often we are not told all of the information by the mainstream media or the powers that be in an attempt to obfuscate something else that may be going on. So I have two theories. Theory number one would be the fact that perhaps they realize, those on the left, that these past several weeks have been truly disastrous for them from an optics perspective. Ever since the debate, to be honest with you, he has not been able to catch a break to save his life. And every time he has gone out to try to speak and right the ship, things have only gone even further off the rails. So they may be trying to keep him away from the public eye until they're able to better figure out how to roll out better messaging from him moving forward as the campaign gets closer and closer to Election Day. Option two would be there have been growing calls from individuals, even on the left, to remove Joe Biden and replace him with someone else. a lot of people out there, myself included, am aware of this growing sentiment on the left side of the aisle, and this may be what they have in play. So I'm curious what we're going to see in the days and weeks to come, but I do think it's very interesting that they choose to make this move now, make this announcement now, and the next couple of weeks, days, and months are going to be ridiculous. So buckle up and get ready. Those are my thoughts, and I'm curious to hear yours.
Yeah, I can't say that. Unfortunately, we're not going to have any new clips because he's going to be resting up. But he posed this guy, you know, Damani, he definitely just made me aware to a lot of different things. Of course, you remember what Joe Biden said in 2021, and now he literally debunked it. But Joe Biden has always been a liar, so, you know, his body debunked it for him. And there's that. In addition to that, we do know that the Democrats are scrambling. Who's going to replace this man? Because, you know, they're getting ready to transition him out, as he, you know, just tried to put it, like, you know, I wanted to pass the torch, essentially, and he would only drop out if the doctors say that he has a medical condition that would prevent him from being able to run this country efficiently. But I call cap. I feel like this is all just setting up for the big Joe Biden is no longer the Democratic nominee. That's just me though.